Hey guys, welcome to Power Yoga. I'm Stephanie Johnson and I'm subbing for Erin today. Normally I'm on Mondays from 7:45 to 8:45, a 60-minute athletic yoga class. Athletic yoga and power yoga are very similar in that they keep you moving, they continue to flow, and some people may say it's, is it for beginners? Is it not for beginners? I definitely recommend if you're a beginner, absolutely go ahead and take it, though it may seem a little bit rushed because we're not going to spend as much time going through the poses in detail. So as long as you are aware of that expectation, go ahead and jump in and do the best you can and really enjoy the most out of that. Today's class, I'm going to be focusing a lot on you just generating more energy into a productive way into your body. I know this week has been hectic for most everyone as we're trying to maintain our sanity throughout everything. All right, so throughout the class, or in the beginning of class, I want you to know that I'm going to spend a little bit of time warming up the body and also cooling down the body, so it may not be go, go, go the entire time, but that should be a lot of it. And equipment, as usual, what I'm usually recommending is a block or a strap. You really only need one block, and you can, of course, improvise as needed there. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and get started today right now. So I'm going to have you come to your mat, and we're going to begin with you lying down on your back. And we're going to start by just reaching our arms up overhead, stretching those toes and those arms. We've been sitting way too long. And then with that left leg, go ahead and cross it over and move into your side. And then stretch into a banana. So your arms and legs reach behind you, but straight. And then exhale, move everything into a tight ball, crunching into a sideways child pose as you will. And then reaching and stretching again. Breathing in and roll onto your backs. And then right leg, reach over to the side until you're lying on your side again. And then reach those fingers and toes. And then exhale everything into a tight ball. Breathing in, stretch. Wake up the body, roll over onto the back. Then bring the knees to the chest. And then hold on to the feet and let those knees come out and just bring those feet towards you and lie on your back. And just bring one knee up to the shoulder and then the other one. Just let your body be in this different position. And then go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat. Having the knees bent here, and then go ahead and bring those feet together and let those knees open out. And bring those arms up overhead and stretch up towards the wall behind you. And then relax the arms down, letting those shoulders and elbows relax. And start to let the body start to melt down into the ground. Begin to relax your breath and relax your body. And I'm going to read a little bit from my favorite article of all time, really. Yoga as Self-Transformation from Joel Kramer for about 30 seconds here, maybe 50. At its deepest level, yoga involves generating energy. Energy is often thought of as a mysterious force, which is either there or not, and out of your control. But through yoga, you can actually change its quality and generate more of it by enlarging the body's capacity as an energy transformer. Everyone has experienced different qualities of energy. Sometimes scattered or agitated, you're off in different directions at once. Yet at other times, you may also have great energy and be very focused and calm. Yoga involves learning to generate energy and also to focus it into different parts of your body. This enables you to break through physical and psychological blocks, increasing energy, which allows new interest to come into your life. At any instant, the quality of your life is directly related to how interested you are in it. All right, and slowly bending your knees back to your chest. Go ahead and roll yourself all the way up onto your feet. So you're in a crouched position and just rock forward and back. Waking up those Achilles, and then bringing those feet back so you're in all fours. Let's bring some attention to our spine. Let's go ahead and move into our cat-cow. So press through the palms of the hands, let the head drop and tail drops. Breathing out. And then breathing in, tail up, gaze up. And then exhale, press through the palms of the hands, head down, tail down. And then breathing in, gaze up, tail up. And then last time, press through the palms of the hands, head down, tail down. And then gazing up, tail up. And then moving into your flat back here. Let's go ahead and then tuck the toes under, pick up the knees, and stay here for just a moment. Feel here how your abdominals engage. Feel them strong, and then straighten the knees and reach yourself into your downward facing dog. Go ahead and tuck the head under and rise up onto those toes. Bring the heels down. And again, rising up onto the toes and heels down. Then bending the right knee and then the left. Warming up the joints and the ankles and the feet. Reaching those heels down, palms along the mat. Push the mat away from you to open up the shoulders. Let the neck be long as the head tucks under, reaching those heels down towards the ground, hips up. Breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and move into a plank. And just rock forward and back and back into your down dog. From here, go ahead and lift up that right leg, first keeping those hips square. And then opening up the hips some more. Reach that leg as high as you can. And then bend the knee. And try to kick your butt with your heel. Make sure you have equal weight on the right and left hands. So your shoulders are square. Straighten that right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee to the chest. Bring it all the way forward. And bring yourself into a lunge. Take a moment here. Let yourself start to relax down into the hip. Making sure we're ready for a greater flow throughout class. And then go ahead and bring that right leg behind you into a plank and push yourself back into a down dog. Lifting up that left leg, reaching it up towards the sky, keeping the hips square at first, and then allowing that hip to open up some more. Leg reaches high, bending the knee, trying to kick your butt. And again, square shoulders, pushing the mat away from you. And then reaching that leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee to the chest all the way forward into a lunge. Let gravity sink you down. Breathing in and exhaling. And then find yourself into a plank. Go ahead and push yourself back to a down dog. From here, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to step or hop between the hands into a forward fold. Go ahead and hold on to the elbows and nod the head yes, shake the head no. And then relax the hands down. Go ahead and bend the knees and move yourself all the way down to seated again. And then from here, go ahead and roll down onto your backs. Hey, Ashley. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wake up our core a little bit here, rolling onto your back, hugging your knees to your chest, rocking side to side. Go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat. Bring your arms to your sides. From here, you're going to reach towards the front of the room with those fingertips as it draws the shoulders down away from the neck, and that reaching is what brings you up. And then from here, we're just going to do our heel taps, but they're not just going to be tap, tap, tap. You're really going to reach as much as you can, like you're touching the front of the room with that right hand, and then that left. And each time reaching just a little bit further. We've got 5, 6, we'll do 20, 8, 9, 10. Each time reaching just a little bit further than the time before. 15, 16, 18, 20. Bringing the hands behind the head, some bicycles. Left elbow to the right knee and switching sides. 4, 6, all the way to 20. All right, and we should be at 20. Go ahead and bring those knees together, and we're going to do some scissor kicks. So holding on to that left leg, letting that right leg come down, and then switch. We're at 8. And we'll do 10 more. 4 more. And don't forget to breathe here. And then bring those knees to the chest. Roll yourself up, moving into a boat pose. And from here, you can just hold on to the legs with the knees bent and challenge yourself here. You can hold on to the legs and try to straighten them and try to challenge yourself by holding this here. And you can also hold on to the big toes in either position with the knees bent or with the legs high. And find which pose works for you. We're going to hold this for 3 more breaths. And 1 more. And go ahead and bring those feet down. Move yourself back into a squat. Rolling forward and back. And go ahead and move yourself into a forward fold. Letting the head drop. Hold on to the elbows. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Wiggle out the shoulders. And then from here, you're going to go ahead and bend your knees and step or hop into a plank. And in the plank, let yourself rock forward and back and side to side. Move yourself in a circular direction one way, and then the other. And then lower yourself down into a chaturanga and hover above the ground about an inch. Then allow yourself to push all the way back up. Lower down to your chaturanga, hold, and back up. And push yourself back to your down dog. Rising up onto the toes, bringing the heels down, and again. And then lifting that right leg up all the way as high as you can. Bending the knee, trying to kick your butt with the heel. Again, square shoulders, pushing the mat away from you. Reaching that knee up, reaching that foot towards the glute. Straighten the leg up towards the sky. Knee to the chest, all the way forward. Into your high lunge, hands to the heart. And in this high lunge, see if you can sink down. Find your breath. Bring those arms down to the ground. Find yourself into a plank, back to your down dog. Reaching that left leg up all the way. Bending the knee, trying to kick the butt. And squaring those shoulders off as you push the mat away from you. Straightening that leg up. Knee to the chest, all the way forward. Moving into your high lunge, hands at the heart. See if you can sink down here. Then go ahead and bring your hands down to the mat. Find yourself into a plank. And from here, let's go ahead and lower ourselves all the way onto our belly. Bring the arms a little bit far forward so the elbows are underneath the shoulders. Palms flat on the ground. From here, you're just going to pull the ground towards you. Opening up the chest. Lowering yourself all the way down, hands into the shoulders, push yourself into a child's pose. We're going to take just a moment here to catch our breath. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, sinking down into the mat. And then coming all the way back up to all fours. Go ahead and tuck the toes under, pick up the knees, push yourself into a down dog. From here, go ahead and pick up that right leg. Reach it up as high as you can. You're going to bend that knee forward and touch that right elbow with that right knee. Reach that leg high again. Left elbow, right knee, leg high. We're going to do twice more each side. Breathing in as the leg comes up. Exhaling as it comes forward. And then leg stays high or down dog. Go ahead and try it high if you haven't yet before. It's not too difficult as you move through the vinyasa. So you go into your plank, chaturanga, up dog, back to your down dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. Go ahead and lift that left leg up as high as you can. Then you're going to bend it forward until that left knee touches that left elbow. Reaching that leg long and right elbow. And you're going to go twice more each side. Breathing in, leg high. Exhale, forward. And last one. And again, leg high or down dog. As you then move through the vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, back to your down dog. Go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet. You're going to go ahead and bend your knees here. Place the palms of the hands into the palms of the feet. Just give our wrists a bit of a break here. Moving into our gorilla. You're going to go ahead and pull yourself down with your biceps, tucking the chin under, and try to straighten the knees, engaging your quads. Deep in the fold. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling all the way out. And then release out of this. Move yourself all the way to a down dog. Let's go ahead and move into our plank. Move into your chaturanga. Hold. Push back up. And back to your chaturanga. And push back up. And let's go ahead and move back onto all fours. So from here, we'll do a little bit of an opening of the shoulders. Let's thread the needle, reaching that right arm up, threading the needle through that left hand and left knee, reaching until the head and shoulder rest. Pressing into that left hand so your gaze comes up. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale. And staying here, moving into that bind. Reaching that left arm up behind you and for the leg. Another breath in. And exhale. And coming up out of this. Spending shorter times in our mid-class stretches here. Right arm up. And, other side. Left arm up. Reaching through to the other side. Till your head and shoulder rest. And pressing through that right hand. Feeling that stretch along that shoulder blade. And as you gaze up, reaching that arm up, and then behind you. Take another breath in, and exhale. One more. Exhale. And let's go ahead and come back onto all fours and get our blood moving a little bit more. Tuck those toes under, pick up the knees, push yourself into a down dog. From here, go ahead and pick up that right leg. Reach it as high as you can. Bending the knee, trying to kick the butt. Pushing the mat away from you, tucking the chin. Feel your hamstrings start to open up more. Open up those shoulders, pushing the mat away from you. Then straightening that leg high, bending the knee to the chest. Let's move into our first warrior one. So arms reaching straight ahead, back legs turned out about 45 degrees. And making sure that right knee is tracking straight over the toes. And when you're in this pose, something to think about is imagine you're trying to pick up this front leg. Like literally try to pick it up. Obviously you won't. But as you do that, you'll feel the deep muscle, the iliopsoas muscle, that's literally attached to your spine. You can feel it engaging. It's underneath the deepest abdominal muscles. Trying to pick up that front leg. Then reaching those arms forward, find yourself into a plank. Let's move through the vinyasa. And back to the down dog. And then lifting that left leg up. Reaching up as high as you can, bending the knee. Trying to kick the butt and push the mat away from you. Pushing it away. Hamstrings. Remember to breathe. Reaching that leg up, bend the knee to the chest, all the way forward. Warrior one. Back leg turned out about 45 degrees. Body square with the front. Knee tracking straight overhead. Trying to pick up that leg. Really try to pick up that front leg, generating that heat. And then reaching those arms forward. Find yourself into a plank. Let's move through the vinyasa. Okay, and let's go forward again into a plank. And we're just going to hold this. Just challenge and wake up our abdominals just a little bit more. This is a great timer, right? All right, so just a little bit more. And finding your breath, pressing through the palms, making sure you're not sinking in the shoulder blades or sinking in the pelvis. Take another breath in. And exhale. And let's go ahead and move into our side plank. So you're going to roll over onto your left hand, or you can move on to the elbow. And then you can stay here. You can have that top leg crossed in front. You can also bend that top knee. You can starfish it wherever you're at. Hold and find your breath. Feel your body start to get warmer and warmer, trying not to fall, and coming down. And switching sides. Other side plank, stacking the feet. Front leg crossed over. Bending that top knee into a sideways tree, or moving into your starfish. Finding the strength and finding the breath. Just a few more seconds. And coming down. And from here, let's go ahead and move through Vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, back to the down dog. Raise up onto the toes and heels down. From here, let's go ahead and move into our dolphin. So we're going to stay in the down dog, but then move on to our forearms. Push the mat away from you. Reach those heels down, hips up towards the sky as we collect our breath. Breathing all the way in, and as you exhale out, bring those knees to the mat. Then reach those arms forward, move into your puppy dog. Hips over the knees as you let the chest rest down. Breath in. And exhale. One more. And exhale. And then go ahead and move yourself back onto all fours here. Go ahead and tuck the toes under, pick up the knees, and push yourself into a down dog. From here, go ahead and bend the knees and step or hop between the hands into a forward fold. And hold on to the elbows, nod the head yes, shake the head no. Breath in, exhale. Let go of the elbows, bend the knees, and roll yourself all the way to standing. And coming to the front of your mat, we're going to move through our sun salutations with breath. So we're going to start with our hands at the heart and feeling our neutral. So we're going to press through the ground with both feet. As you press down, you feel yourself lengthen through the spine, through the crown of your head. And we'll start with a breath in and exhale. Breathe in, reach those arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Breathe in, arms up. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Breathing in, gazing up halfway. And exhale all the way down. Inhale, pick up that right leg, move it behind you into a lunge. Exhale into down dog. Breathing in, move into your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, right leg forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Parallel feet, breathing in. Exhale, breathe in, arms up. And to the heart. Breathe in, arms up again. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, gaze up halfway. And exhale, down. On the next inhale, pick up that left leg behind you into a lunge. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in, move into your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in, left leg forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to go through one more time each side, just a little bit faster. More challenge for the body, more challenge for the mind. Breath in, exhale, breathing up into the heart, and up again. Exhale, down. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale, right leg lunge. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, up dog. Exhale, down. Breathe in, right leg lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up into the heart. Breathing in. Exhale out. Breathe in, up and back to the heart. Breathe in, up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, up halfway and down. Breathe in, left leg lunge behind you. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, up. Exhale down. Breathe in, left leg, lunge forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bring those arms to your sides. Feel your heart beating. Find your breath and collect it. Breathing in. Exhale all used up air. And then go ahead and bring the chin to the chest. And slowly start to roll down one vertebra at a time, all the way to your forward fold. And again, holding onto the elbows. Nod the head yes, shake the head no. Let go of those elbows, bend the knees, and roll yourself all the way back up. From here, bringing those feet together so they're parallel and touching. We're going to move straight into our chair. We're going to bend the knees, reach those arms up. And with the feet touching, the knees can touch. If you keep your feet apart, make sure the knees are the same distance apart as the feet. I'm trying to move back onto the heels so the toes can flare up, reaching up. And from here, let's go ahead and pick up that right leg and move it behind us into a warrior one. And open out to your warrior two. Turning out that back leg a little bit further, relaxing those arms down, upturning that front arm, up and behind you, reverse warrior. And then back into your warrior two. Straightening that front leg. Let's go ahead and move into our triangle. So shifting back in the hips, windmilling those arms. And from here, when you're in the triangle, you can stay with the hand on the leg or on the ground, or if you have a block, you can always put that in front of the leg, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can also put it behind. Okay, from here, extended angle, long side, long right side from those fingers to the heel. And then from here, let's go ahead and move into our lunge, and then into our plank, and then move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog, bending the knees, step or hop between the hands, forward fold, bending the knees, lower yourself, all the way up to standing. Bringing the feet together, let's move to the chair. Bending the knees, bringing the feet together so the knees can touch. And sitting back into the heels. If you can, reaching up, generating that heat. And then pick up that left leg and move it behind you into your warrior one. And then out into your warrior two. Try to reach that back leg back. Straightening that front leg. Actually go back into your warrior two. Let's move into our reverse warrior. Reaching back behind you, find your breath. And then back into your warrior two. Straightening that front leg. Let's move into our triangle. So shifting those hips back and windmilling those arms. Again, using a block as necessary. And then let's go ahead and move into our extended angle. Long left side. And then let's go ahead and move into our plank. And let's move through the vinyasa. Up dog, back into the down dog. Rising up onto the toes again, reaching the heels down. Let's go ahead and lift that right leg up towards the sky. Bending the knee to the butt. Push the mat away from you. Lengthening out the hamstrings, straightening that leg back up. Knee to the chest, all the way forward. Into your warrior one. And from here, let's go ahead and revolve. But now we're going to move from the warrior one into a high lunge. So you're going to internally rotate that back leg, the left leg, and you're going to revolve or rotate that lunge, opening up the arms. Then you're going to bring the hands to the heart, and you're going to bring the elbow onto the outside of the knee. Let your breath start to calm down. And then bringing the arms down to the mat. Let's find ourselves into a plank. And let's move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog. And then lifting that left leg up. And trying to kick the butt equal weight in the right and left hands. And then straightening that leg up. Knee to the chest all the way forward. Into your warrior one. Then moving into your high lunge, so you're internally rotating that right leg. And then revolving this lunge, opening up the arms, twisting towards that left side. Then bringing the hands to the heart and bringing that right elbow onto that left knee. And then go ahead and release here into a plank. And let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa back to the down dog. Rising up onto the toes, heels down. Again, up onto the toes and heels down. Let's bend the knees and step or hop between the hands. Forward fold, hold on to the elbows. Nod the head yes, shake the head no. Relax those elbows down, bend the knees, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Bringing the feet together. Let's go ahead and move back into our chair. Bending the knees, reaching those arms up. Excuse the horn out there. On your heels, hands to your heart. Let's go ahead and turn to the right. Opening up into this twist. Letting the heart start to calm. And then release into your forward fold. Tucking the chin under. From here, let's go ahead and bend the knees and reach our arms forward, going into a chair from the forward fold. Hands to the heart and rotating to the other side, to that left side. Breath starts to calm. And then releasing into your forward fold. From here, let's go ahead and bend the knees and step or hop into plank. And let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa. And back to the down dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. Let's go ahead and pick up that right leg. Reach it up as high as you can. Bend the knee to the chest all the way forward into your warrior one. Let's move back into your warrior two. And again, reverse warrior up and behind you. Finding your breath. And back to your warrior two. Straightening that front leg, shifting the hips back, moving into your triangle again. This time with the option of the half bind, where that top arm bends behind you and reaches for the leg. And then bending that front knee, extended angle again. And then you can stay here, you can take one of those variations. Bottom arm up, or you can move into that bind where that top arm bends behind you and your hands clasp. And then releasing out of this, let's move down into our lizard. So lowering that left knee down, arms on the inside, and you can use a block here to support you, or take the block out and just allow yourself to move down into the mat. The body should be nice and warm. And move around and find the sticky spots. Okay. And then coming up out of this, let's go ahead and work ourselves back into a... Let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, and back to the down dog. Left leg up. Bend the knee to the chest all the way forward, warrior one. Then out into your warrior two, and then back to reverse warrior, and then back to your warrior two, and straightening that front leg. Let's move into our triangle, hips back, windmill those arms, with the option here of a half bind, top arm bends behind you, reaching for the leg, and then extended angle, extended side lunge here. Long side from the fingertips to the ankle. Keep the energy flowing. Keeping strong in the torso. And then you can pick up that bottom arm and stay here. Or you can move into that bind, reaching under the leg and holding on to the hands. Keeping those shoulders stacked. And then moving yourself into a lunge. Find yourself into a plank. Let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa, back to the down dog. Up onto the heels and back down. Up onto the heels and back down. Roll into a plank. And let's go ahead and roll down or move down to our chaturanga, hovering above the ground about an inch. Push ourselves back up and back down and back up and again and up and chaturanga and now up dog. And remember, don't just sink into the lower back. Keep your core tight to protect the spine. Rocking side to side. And then go ahead and pick up the hips and move yourself into a down dog. Tucking the chin under, rising up onto the toes. Heels down. Rise up onto the toes. And heels down. From here, let's go ahead and bend the knees. Step or hop between the hands into a forward fold. Hold on to the elbows, nod the head yes, shake the head no. And let go of those elbows and bend the knees. Roll ourselves all the way up to standing. We're going to go ahead and practice our tree pose here a little bit, just to shake it up a little bit. And so my feet tend to get really dry on my mat, so sometimes I'll have some water nearby, and I'll put it under my feet to help keep them from slicking either on the mat or along my legs when I do the tree pose. So to begin tree, we're going to find equal weight on the right and left side, standing on our mat, pressing down. We're going to begin by standing on our left leg, picking up our right foot and pressing that foot into the leg. Make sure your leg is also pressing into the foot, so there's a lot of energy meeting between the two. Bringing the hand to the heart. And with your standing leg, with your left leg pressing into the ground like a tree, rooting itself, you can bring your arms up. And then you can open those arms out. And try to keep your breath calm as you hold through this. Building heat in that standing leg. And one more breath. And then relaxing all the way down. Shake out that standing leg. Let's go ahead and stand on that right foot. Pick up the left. And press the left foot into the leg. My foot's already dried. Press the leg into the foot. A lot of energy between the two. Standing and pressing through that right foot. There we go. Planting the roots of the standing leg. Standing tall through the spine, reaching those arms up. Spreading through the top of the tree and opening those arms. Again, pressing the foot into the leg and leg into the foot. And finding your breath, making sure it's calm and that you're in control. If anything, try to have the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. And one more time. And exhale. And then releasing down, bringing those arms down. Coming to the front end of the mat here, let's go ahead and bring the chin to the chest. Roll ourselves all the way down into a forward fold. From here, go ahead and bend the knees and step or hop into plank. Let's go ahead and move through our vinyasa. So chaturanga, up dog, and back into the down dog. Let's go ahead and do that again. Let's move into the plank, chaturanga. Let's do that push up, chaturanga, up dog, and then back into the down dog again. Now let's lift that right leg up towards the sky, kicking the butt, pressing the mat away from you, deepening the fold further yet, and then straightening that leg up. Bend the knee to the chest, all the way forward into your warrior one. And then you're going to go ahead and bring that back leg in closer, front leg straightens, arm out to the sides, and you're going to bring your hands behind you. They're going to be in reverse prayer, or you're going to hold on to the elbows. And with the shoulders and hips square to the front, we're going to go ahead and hinge at the hips, and then forward fold all the way down. And you're going to let go of the neck, tucking the chin. And finding your breath, right? Breathing in. And exhale, make sure it's longer than the inhale. And again. And exhale. And from here, you're going to come all the way up. Let's go ahead and move into our warrior one from here. Back into your warrior one, shoulders square with the front of the room. Go ahead and bring those hands together and gaze up. And then reach your arms down, find yourself into a plank, and let's move through the vinyasa again. Okay, let's go ahead and lift that left leg up as high as you can, bending the knee and pushing the mat away from you. Straightening that leg up, knee to the chest, work yourself into your warrior one. And then straightening that front leg, back leg comes in, arms down, reverse prayer, or holding on to those elbows, squaring those shoulders and hips off to the front of the room. Keeping the back straight at first as you hinge at the hips, and once the hamstrings find their limit, then you can let the back round. Tucking the chin, trying to work out those wobblies. And then allow yourself to come all the way up. Releasing those arms, let's work ourselves back into that warrior one. Hands together and gaze up. And then reaching yourself forward all the way into a plank. Let's move through the vinyasa. Okay, let's move through the vinyasa again. Plank, chaturanga, hold. Above the ground, back up. And back down. I don't know why they don't call this lizard, because this is when I feel like one. And then back up, back to your down dog. Rise up onto the toes, hand heels down. From here, walk your hands back to your feet again. And from here, go ahead and you're going to bend your knees. You're just going to wrap your hands behind the knees and then straighten the legs. Give the back a nice stretch, tuck the chin under. Breath in, exhale. Relax those arms down. Go ahead and walk those arms all the way out into a down dog. From here, go ahead and pick up that right leg as high as you can, bending the knee. And from here, you can stay here or you can flip the dog. You're just going to reach behind you until you're in a version of the wheel. You can open up the chest. And breath in. And then coming back around, if you reach towards that opposite corner, you can try to make that transition as smooth as possible. And then threading that knee, that leg through, so it moves through to the opposite side. Open up the arms, open the chest, breath in. And back around. Leg high or down dog as you then move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog. And then lifting that left leg, bending it down, trying to kick your butt. And then staying here or flipping your dog, reaching towards the ground. Open up the chest, breath in. And then as you exhale, moving back, reaching towards that opposite corner to try to keep the transition smooth. Bending the knee towards the chest, opening up the body. And then reaching all the way through. Leg high or down dog, you then move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog. From here, let's go ahead and move into our plank and finally lowering onto our belly. Okay, you can move that away. Bring our hands down to our sides. You can bend the knees. Let the feet go side to side. Turn the head and face the other way. And now legs long along the mat, chin to the mat, arms to your side. We're going to move into the locust, and so you're going to reach towards the back wall with those fingers, and that's what brings you up. Toes reach and back down and relax. And then reset, reaching with those fingers and toes. Reach, 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 and down. And reset, you can wiggle the body. And then reaching with those fingers and toes, reaching a little bit further, and then back down. Hands under the shoulders. Move yourself into a child's pose. Finally relaxing out the body that's given you so much. Sinking down into the mat, pushing the mat away from you. Breath in. And exhale. And one more time, breathing in. And exhale out all the used out air. And then using those hands to push yourself all the way up to seated. Let's see how we're doing on time. We're doing pretty good. All right, so we're just gonna allow ourselves to move forward here. And we're gonna move ourselves into a little bit of a straddle forward fold. We haven't really worked on opening up the adductors at all today. So with the feet wide, you can just let yourself start to move forward and moving down onto your elbows. Now, if sitting like this, if you find yourself sitting and tucking under and it's just really uncomfortable, find a block, or you could do a blanket too. So if you had a blanket or a block, perch yourself up so you can try to get that lumbar curve back. Maybe that's not going to be enough here. The block might be a little bit better served for you. And let the feet come down. And really, you want to have that lumbar curve because then your lower back isn't getting distressed. The goal is to stretch the legs. The goal is not to have stress back here. And if you're like this, then maybe you can go onto the elbows or onto the hands. And so find what works for you. Anytime the stretch doesn't work seated, try putting a block under your butt. And that may make the biggest difference. All right, so from here, go ahead and walk your hands over to the right side. And let the body face towards the leg. So the stretch you feel is all underneath. And then moving to the other side, facing towards the leg. Breath in, exhale. Back to the center. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Now we're going to stretch over the leg, but we're going to keep it lateral, so we're not going to have the body facing towards the ground. So go ahead and pick up that left arm, and you're going to reach, and you're not going to go very far. You should feel stretch in the ribs. If you're facing towards the ground, you're cheating because you'll go down further than you want to, or that you'll go down further, which is probably what you want. But that's not our goal. Our goal is very positional, and you want to feel the stretch in the ribs. I'm coming all the way up. Now left arm up, keeping these shoulders stacked, nothing tilting over, reaching towards that foot, finding the breath in. Our ribs rarely ever get the chance to open up this way. And then coming all the way back upright. Let's go ahead and bring those feet out in front of us. Let's go ahead and reach our arms up. Try to touch the ceiling, and then making the longest arc possible with those fingers, reaching all the way forward, and hold on to the legs or feet where you are, and just pull yourself down, and tuck the chin under. Breath in, exhaling out. With every inhale, you may feel the stretch decrease as your body fills with air, and then as you release the air out of your lungs, you should feel yourself start to fall down deeper into the pose. And one more. And exhale. And then coming all the way up. Let's go ahead and pick up our right leg. Hold on to the foot. Put the foot at the wrist crease or the elbow crease. Oh, and let's go ahead and work on the stretch. So what's really interesting with stretching and flexibility is that for me, for example, my hamstrings are very loose, but my hips are not the same. And so there's something I always have to work on and be challenged with. If you see me try to do a lotus pose, it's not a pretty sight. Go ahead and press that foot into the elbow or into the other elbow. Let's go ahead and cross that leg over, hugging the knee to the chest. Reaching that right arm behind you into a nice twist. And then release out of this. Moving that foot on the inside. Let's go ahead and move into a single leg forward fold. And again with this, you can just let the chin tuck under. Or you can just use that foot as leverage to help you out where you are. With the option of the bind of reaching those arms around and holding on to the hands. Binding the breath in and exhale. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Let's go ahead and pick up the left leg. So you're going to hold on to the foot or put it at the wrist, put it at the elbow. And again, putting that foot into the arm or the other way around. Trying to hug that leg to the chest if you can. And then letting that foot cross over, hugging the knee to the chest, reaching that left hand behind you. And then releasing out of this, bringing that foot on the inside and just reaching forward into a single leg forward fold. Remembering to tuck the chin under. Finding your breath in, exhaling out. And noticing how the two sides feel different. I know there's every single stretch always feels different for me on one side versus the other. And you can move into a bind if you want, or just stay in this half forward fold. And then releasing out of this, coming all the way up. Let's go ahead and take our strap. Bring it to our sides. Let's roll onto our back. Before we go onto the strap, let's actually work on a shoulder stand. Let's go ahead and point the toes up towards the sky. We're going to go ahead and pick up the hips and bring the hands underneath the hips. And just reaching those toes up towards the sky. Trying to stack those hips over the shoulders if you can. And staying here, or if you have plow in your practice, you can go ahead and let the hips start to hinge as those feet reach up overhead until the toes touch along the floor. And you can interlace those fingers, stretching out the back. And coming back up to a shoulder stand. And then letting yourself come down. And bending the knees to the chest and rocking side to side. From here, let's go ahead and straighten that left leg down to the mat. And straighten that right leg up. And this is where you want the strap. Placing it behind your foot. Go ahead and start to bring the leg to you. And then on the next exhale, open it out to the leg, or out to the leg out to the side. Remembering your breath, the inhale and the exhale. Trying to keep that exhale longer than the inhale. And then crossing that leg over to the opposite side into a twist. And exhaling everything out, all the used up air. And then rolling onto your back, both knees to the chest. And then go ahead and put the strap around that left foot, straightening that right leg out along the ground. Bringing that left leg closer to you. Your choice. You can have the foot pointed or have the foot flexed. See what it feels like on you. And breathing and opening that leg out to the side. The benefit of having a strap here is that you can help keep this hip down. Without the strap, we might want to roll, but this way we can keep the hips square if possible. And breathing. And then letting that leg cross over. Releasing breath in and exhale. And then rolling onto your back. Go and bring both knees to the chest, just rocking side to side. And then let's go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat. Have the feet mat width apart. Have the knees meet in the middle. And let the knees flop over to the right side and then the left. Let the hips relax and open out. Release anything left that's gripping in the body, including the neck and the face. And then straighten those legs out along the mat. Feet mat width apart. Place the hands under the head and give yourself a nice gentle distraction with the neck, and then let it rest on the ground. Bringing your arms to your sides, palms up, with the eyes closed. Let those feet flop out. And feel the way the gravity is affecting every part of your body. Scanning through the legs, the arms, the lower back, the upper back, and the head. Relaxing the jaw. And finding your breath. Inhaling deep into the belly, let it rise. And as you exhale into your Shavasana, let the belly drop. And I'll read one last passage from the Yoga as Self-Transformation article that I began the beginning of class with. The last sentence I had read was, at any instant, the quality of your life is directly related to how interested you are in it. Yoga involves far more than either having or developing flexibility. Being able to do complicated postures doesn't necessarily mean you know how to do yoga. The essence of yoga is not attainments, but how warily you work within your limits, wherever and whatever they may be. The important thing is not how far you get in any given pose, but how you approach the yogic process, which in turn is directly related to how your mind views yoga. And finding your breath again, breathing in deeply, and exhaling out. One more deep breath in, belly rises. And exhale. And then let's go ahead and start to wiggle the fingers and the toes and slowly turn the head side to side. And then on the next breath, reaching and stretching those arms and toes long, lengthening the body just like the very beginning of class. And as you exhale, roll over onto one side. Sinking down into the mat, the body's fully relaxed. Another breath in and exhaling out. And then go ahead and move back to seated. And go ahead and bring the hands to your heart. And honoring your body for all the movement it gave you throughout the class today, and for all the movement it gave you all day long. Namaste. Well, thank you guys for taking this class. Moved through a lot of movement today. I know it kicked my butt a little bit. So feedback, let me know if this is intensity you like, or could vary it up a little bit as well. So thank you all for watching. Hey, Anna and Maddie, and there's a lot of you here. Awesome. Okay. So again, any questions, let me know. Most of my classes, or all my classes, are generally Monday mornings from 7:45 to 8:45, and I'll sub when I can. But I miss you guys, and hopefully we'll get to hang out and do some real life yoga in person soon. All right. See you guys.